What's up? What's up? Good morning. Let's see if we can work this. Is it? I need to come over here. Maybe I need to come over here. All right, cool. This is weird sitting down here. So I have the website in the background, as you can see. That's pretty cool. I've been trying to figure this out for the past like 5 minutes. I had it before, and then like somehow it went crazy where I had like 1,000 screens while I was looking at 1,000 me's. It was weird. It was weird. But that is the website right there that I was talking about. It's the Sovereignty Education and Defense Ministry.org. And like I said, it contains a wealth of information. I wonder, let's see. I go to tab, boom, bam. And so this is what you get when you get to the website, right? And it has a whole bunch of information up under here, right? You can even join the membership. So this is what I was talking about by physical books, right? They got letters and stuff too that you can write. Boom, 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 boom. Physical books. Boom. When you go there, it gives you the books from right there. As you can see, they got a gang of them. Tax Fraud Prevention Manual. Why statutory civil law is for the government, not private persons form, etc., right? Boom. And got some more stuff down here. There we go. So here is the form statistics. And here's the site statistics. So they got 605 forms and publications. They got 107 litigation tools, 44 training courses, 101 federal response letters. The response letters are basically when I was reading the Meet Your Strawman, the smaller book. I don't have it with me. But it was some stuff that you can refute, right, by writing to local office and things of that nature. They got YouTube videos, right? Click on those. And it brings up this right here, Bing Bong. Let me talk about a whole lot of stuff. So like I said, this is well, hold on. There we go. This is YouTube. They have a whole bunch of information on here, a whole bunch of videos. Did they go live ever? No, they never went live. Okay, so they never went live. Let's go back to that. Bam. Okay. So yeah, this is proof of facts. Here we go. Because I know you, if you like me, you want to know the facts. You want to know the real, what's really going on. So here we go. How to prove you're acting as an agent, the state, according to the courts. How to prove that an actor is a state actor under the Supreme Court and the sector. Proof that state nationals are non-resident aliens. This information is basically when you want to come from up under the baker's thumb, so to speak, as far as like being the straw man, when you trying to change your citizenship, and that goes deep. That's a whole nother horse for a whole nother race. As you can see, proof that you are a U.S. national. So it's got a whole bunch of it has a wealth of information. I just wanted to show everybody this. Rebutted false arguments. This is what a page. This is where it was. Boom, boom, boom. or view an income taxation process as a property exercise. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Boom. Go back. I remember in the book where I talked about dealing with the police. Boom, they got a tab for that. Common law and equity litigation, laws of property, identification. Because in the Meet Your Strawman book, it was talking about how your driver's license is not really required unless you're working. Lessons learned from others' mistakes. Let's see this real quick. Show this tab. Bada bing, bada boom. Boom. Oh, well, restricted access. Got to have member privileges for that. So I'm going to sign up for this later. Yeah, definitely going to sign up for this. But I just wanted to show y'all the website. So let's get back to. All right. Where are we going? There we go. Boom. Back to me. So we talked about, well, I talked about, or I read about rather, how the straw man was created. Now we're going to get into why it was created. Once again, this is from the Proof That There Is a Straw Man book by the SEDM. So, government can't lawfully impose duty upon private parties, rather. Okay, cool. This section proves that constitutes it is slavery for the government to impose any kind of duty upon a private citizen other than simply to refrain from injuring the equal rights of other fellow sovereigns. Consequently, they had to invent a legal person who is one of their officers or agents within a franchise agreement that they could impose the duties against and then fool you into becoming that surety for that fictional person by contract, agreement, or abusing government forms. The Third Amendment outlaws what it calls involuntary servitude in the case of only natural beings. It does not protect artificial entities, corporations, or other creations of government. The 13th Amendment applies everywhere, including on federal territory. And then here it has this passage that it does not conflict with the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, is too clear for argument. Slavery implies involuntary servitude, a state of bondage. The ownership of mankind as a chattel, or at least the control of the labor services of one man for the benefit of another, in the absence of a legal right to dispose of his own person, property, and services in their entirety. This amendment was said in the slaughterhouse cases, 16 Wall, 36 to have been intended primarily to abolish slavery, as it has been previously known in this country, and that it equally forbade Mexican peonage or the Chinese coolie trade when they amounted to slavery or involuntary servitude. That use of the word servitude was intended to prohibit the use of all forms of involuntary slavery or whatever class or name. Plessy versus Ferguson, 163 US 537, 542, 1896. 542, 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. 1896. Wow. Like I said, y'all, it's a lot of information. It's gonna take. I feel like feel like I'm going for like my what I would equate the bar exam reading some of this stuff. That's why I say it's gonna take some time to really try to wrap my hand around this stuff. The only legitimate purpose of government is to protect people from harm by other fellow sovereigns and to otherwise leave people alone and not impose duty upon them. The criminal laws in every state are the only legitimate implementation of that singular authority of government. Every other law, all of which is civil in origin, is voluntary and may lawfully be avoided simply by not selecting a domicile within the origin of that government. Now, this is really getting into some stuff I have no idea about. But I am going to learn. Bet you that. Governments know the above and take it into account in every law they write in order to prevent violations of the 13th Amendment. They do this by one, choosing a definition for a person that excludes natural beings protected by the 13th Amendment. Two, ensuring that all natural beings who might fit the definition of person within the statute have to manifest consent in some form in order to become subject to the statute. That consent might come in any form, in any of the following forms: applying for a license, filling out an application for benefits, receiving a specific benefit of a government franchise, entering into a government service or employment, engaging in contracts with the government, placing warnings on the instruments by which the benefits of government franchises are conveyed to the natural being. For instance, the Social Security card acts as a de facto license. To engage in a government franchise, it contains the following warning on the back, which gives reasonable notice to all those in possession of it. They are a party to a government franchise and that they have forfeited the protections of the 13th Amendment and agree to act as a fiduciary, trustee, and transferee over said property. Did y'all hear that? It got a warning already on the back of most of these. Like it was talking about your Social Security card. Now I'm gonna have to look at my Social Security. I don't keep it on me, but I'm gonna have to look at my Social Security card. So it's warning us already, like, yo, you know you messed up, right? You know you messed up. Improper use of this card or by anyone is punishable by fine, imprisonment, or both. If someone is trying to abuse the authority of civil law to impose a mandatory duty upon you, then the only kind of law they can therefore be enforcing is private or contract law to which you had to expressly consent at some point. That consent could either be implicit by your conduct or explicit in writing. Your reaction should always be to insist that they produce evidence of your consent in writing. So make sure we get it in writing. This is similar to what the courts do in the case of government, where they can't be sued or compelled to do anything without you producing an express waiver of sovereign immunity. They got that authority and that sovereignty from you, from us. We basically gave it to them on a platter. Here you go, boom. Sign for this birth certificate. I'm gonna sign for this driver's license, and we're gonna take it from there. That's basically what we did. This is similar to the question. Because it was delegated to them by we the people, so you must also have sovereign immunity. Your job as a vigilant American who cares about his freedom and rights is then to discover by what lawful mechanism you waive that sovereign immunity. And the following document is very helpful in determining that mechanism. And it's talking about the form hashtag 05.003. And it's also at that website I just showed y'all, sedem.org. In conclusion, the government had to create the strawman public office, which is its own fictitious creation, so that they could have the authority to impose mandatory duties upon this creation, and if need be, even destroy the creation in order to effect public policy on this subject. The Supreme Court said that the power to destroy, which includes the power to impose slavery, must come from the same hand that created the thing. To begin with, the government didn't create you, so it had to create the public office and the person that they could then regulate, tax, and destroy. Then they had to fool you into accepting the voluntary position, usually without compensation, using words of art. The government can't lawfully pay public monies to private parties. All systems, either of preference or of restraint, therefore, being thus completely taken away, the obvious and simple system of natural liberty established itself of its own accord. Every man, as long as he does not violate the laws of justice, is left perfectly free to pursue his own interests his own way and to bring both his industry and capital into competition with those of any other man or order of men. The sovereign is completely discharged from a duty in the attempting to perform which he must always be exposed to innumerable delusions, and for the proper performance of which no human wisdom or knowledge could be sufficient. The duty of superintending the industry of private people. Adam Smith, An Inquiry into the Nature and Cause of the Wealth of Nations, 1776. Yo, and this thing goes on and on and on. I can keep reading. I can read for days about some of the stuff. I just wanted to get y'all a little warm and fuzzy. Right. I just want to show y'all the door to where the library is, so to speak. And it's up to y'all to walk through it or just, I don't know, watch. Everybody likes a car wreck, right? Anywho, that's all I have for today. And I hope y'all have a good day. Looks pretty good outside. I think I'm gonna go. I ain't going for no walk, but I'm gonna get some sun rays so I can get that nice brown copper tone. Anywho, I hope y'all enjoy your day. Peace.